7, basic decontamination against quantum magnetic nanobiochem invisible arsenal systems that enemies of the state are deploying on Americans, defense industrial base, military, that's active, veterans, and also some civilians. So basically, some of the key tools to decontaminating and making sure you're not building up contamination is to eat a lot of cellulose. So microcrystalline cellulose in your diets, very, very important. And then with respect to water, having sodium bicarbonate water wash, that's one of the key steps. The other is to ensure that your food is not from an inundated state. So if you're buying food that's sourced from China, with heavy metals and whatever other nanotech they're putting in it, and that includes meats, you better stop that, because you can't trust an enemy that's trying to murder and take your land and your valuables. And that's what China's doing. You know, they say one thing, but they do another. They just do it with advanced technology today. About 70 years ago, China would send pigeons with little messages across their border to their neighbors. And the neighbors would pick up the message and say, you can find food here. They go there, they find the food, laced with poison, and then they die. Tell anyone that has volunteered with the Peace Corps, so I'll tell you about those experiences. So now China does that with technology that includes nanotech, based upon IEEE 1906.1 frameworks, where they can, from thousands of miles away, poison people selectively on a precision basis, based upon the nanotech in them and the chipsets, the neurotechnology chipsets that the nanotech communicates with. They basically stole the N3 DARPA tech and the IEEE 1906.1 tech that was licensed to Google and Apple and repurposed it, you know, from a dual use perspective to covert assassinate after doing industrial espionage on people. So what's some other stuff that you can do that's practical? Ozone. What I have here is insulfation, and this is to counter bioweapons. The ozone goes in through the ears. You see these? And then it goes into the brain and then into the blood and circulates and it destroys mold and fungus. Ozone is one of the best tools to counter bioweapons that I've found. That works very, very well. I was horribly contaminated, and it's helping me to decontaminate. But you have to stay very hydrated with water during this. You can also get dehydrated. And then what I do before I do ozone is I have a lot of antioxidants in my body, but I don't take them while I'm doing the ozone treatment. I also, after I eat, I'll drink a glass of ozonated water, and that kills the mold and fungus and whatever other biological pathogens that are slipping through our defense system right now. The other thing that I do is avoiding meats, fish, chicken, anything that has a lot of heavy metals concentrated in it that's unclean. I'll have kosher meat or something that's clean and prepared, but it can't have anything close to the Chinese supply chain in it. And China owns some of the largest pork manufacturers in America now, so you get Americans buying pork, sausage, bacon, and it's laced with this nanotech pharmaceutical crap from China. That's what's going on. What else is useful and practical? I take colloidal silver daily. Colloidal silver nanoparticle ions. Silver is old school tech. Silver spoons, forks, knives, plates, jewelry. This stuff here that leaches into the body and helps protect the body from diamagnetic perspective and also antibacterial perspective. The more advanced things that I've tinkered with are a PEMF coil system. Here's a PEMF coil, pulse electromagnetic field. And then I've also worked with a magnetic vortex unit. This right here. And what this does is you put it on the body part that has some magnetic contamination. And it spins 4 neodymium magnets in a disruptive field that's not aligned, and it can pull it out. So this is like if you have like an ache or pain on your arm, you put this here and you turn it on, and it goes away within a couple of minutes. I've helped out some DoD military veterans in the Air Force that had horrible backache. This little unit, put it on for 10 minutes and their backache went away. So that backache was probably some type of contamination that got fixed. So these are some of the basic steps. You can learn more about what I do by going to reactable.com and go under decontamination, and then there's a whole project under that can help you out. But I would say the first thing is just verify your food. Eat only clean food. Take a bath twice a day when you get home, when you wake up. Make sure your bath water is from a well or like a spring or natural aquifer and not from rainwater. The rainwater is really contaminated these days. And then as far as validation, like when do you know you're decontaminated? It's pretty simple. You have one signal for your biofield, for your body. If it splits out into more than one signal, that's a separate conductor or synthetic biology parasite that's living off your central nervous system, that's receiving energy from your biofield and then sending data back to some industrial espionage, artificial intelligence system. Like for instance, for me, China was spying the crap out of me, stealing information from the DoD and the DOE on a quantum nanobiochem basis. And the way it did that is they put in a synthetic biology parasite, and then they feeds off the central nervous system, grows, connects to China's AI system, and then sends data back with little nanotech sensors for logging frequencies such as audio. All that's at nanoscale now. So you know when you're decontaminated when you actually have one signal from the magnetic vortex fermion disruption. If it doesn't break apart into two signals, it stays in one signal, you know you're clean and clear. But if you got two signals or more that are breaking out, you've got definitely some industrial grade, military grade spy tech that's nanoscale inside of your body. So hopefully this helps people out, because there's a lot of misinformation about this. It's all top secret and classified information and tech, and I hacked it all and cleared. So that's that.